We may have had an election game changer as shocking reports of voter fraud were revealed at the hearings in Arizona. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of those shocking revelations, how a combination of high-tech and low-tech manipulations pervaded the Arizona vote, and how a number of Republicans are indeed rising up and forcing their party to take a stand for election integrity once and for all. You're not going to want to miss this. Welcome, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you, ready to bring you another episode celebrating the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a regular part of this channel, where each and every single day we focus on optimism and encouragement in the midst of all the defeatist fake news nonsense spewed out by the mainstream media. Before we begin, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's the Backup Solar Bank. Now, in the midst of the whole emergency pandemic situation we faced in the past, we may be facing in the future, one of the best things we can invest in for our protection when the lights go out is what's called a solar power bank. It's a backup power bank that's powered by the sun, so it allows you to charge up to 2 devices at once, and you'll never have to waste money on batteries again. Now, limited supply lasts, and this is your very last chance to get yours at a 30% discount before they sell out. So don't wait. Click on the link below right now and give you and your family the gift of power anywhere in the world. Click on that link below or visit backupsolarbank.com. That's backupsolarbank.com. You'll be glad that you did. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Now, as many of you know, Arizona Republican legislators are holding hearings in downtown Phoenix, comparable to the hearings held in Gettysburg in Pennsylvania a few days back, to hear eyewitness testimony on voter irregularities and deceptions and accusations of fraud in the November 3rd presidential election. A big shout out to Arizona State Representative Mark Finchem. He's been spearheading this hearing. He's being called the Senator Mastriano of Arizona. Pennsylvania State Senator Mastriano is the one who spearheaded the hearings in Gettysburg. So these guys, they are the real deal Republicans. These are the deplorables, right? This Representative Finchem, Senator Mastriano. These are true defenders of the deplorables, of the new MAGA Republican Party, as over and against the establishment feckless Republicans, the right side of the globalist duopoly, that together with the Democrats comprise a single political oligarchy that rules for its own benefit and emphatically not for the benefit of the citizens. These feckless establishment types claim to represent their pathetic, empty political rhetoric. All right, all you have to do is watch our previous video, if you haven't already done so, for proof of that. The establishment Republicans in Georgia are actively fighting against their own citizens' capacity to examine and vet the voting system to which they've entrusted their votes. Georgia Republicans are actively defending a foreign company's interest over the interests of their own citizens that they claim to represent. So you'll definitely want to check out that video. We just uploaded it. All right, so getting back to Arizona. By the way, it's not working. I should say the deplorables are rising up, and they're actually threatening to occupy the Georgia State House until the vote is fully audited and the Dominion voting machines are fully examined by expert witnesses and Trump's legal teams. Absolutely amazing. But I digress. Back to Arizona. You have another day of scores of eyewitness testimonies detailing both high-tech as well as low-tech voter fraud. And I think that Representative Finchem said it best. He's promising that the election has officially changed as of 8 a.m. this morning. And here are his own words in an interview he did just the other day. I'm quoting him, quote, "The hearing is going to reveal a great deal that I think the taxpayers, the voters, are going to be stunned. I'm not at liberty to say all the information that's going to be presented, but it is pretty weighty," close quote. Of course, this is what he was saying yesterday. And as I was listening to the hearing today, he did not disappoint. Once again, like we saw at the Gettysburg hearings, we have been hearing testimony after testimony of high-tech and low-tech voter fraud in Arizona. In terms of high-tech fraud, I think the testimony of information warfare officer, retired Army Colonel Phil Waldron, was stunning. He's an expert on automated voting machines. He knows precisely all the various ways in which one can hack into a machine and completely manipulate the vote and the kind of fingerprints that such activity leaves behind. He also testified at the Gettysburg hearing last week. And Colonel Waldron is an important witness because Dominion voting systems officials, they've been saying that their voting machines are absolutely tamper-proof. And Colonel Waldron is coming out and saying, that's flat out absurd. It's just the opposite. We can hack into these machines in all kinds of ways. And what he's done is he's led a team of IT experts who've discovered malware on some of these servers, as well as down the ballot changes, specifically in Michigan, if I recall. In Arizona, specifically, there were multiple algorithms moved around to different precincts to intentionally evade detection. And after his own initial forensic investigation found a massive 30,000 plus vote spike for all Democrat candidates in Arizona at the exact same time of the day, he became aware of an email by a whistleblower that corroborated precisely what the data analytics determined had happened. Take a look.
Should I show the email that was sent to the Arizona legislature?
You have the floor, sir.
Say again?
Yes.
So this was an anonymous email that was sent to all the members of the Arizona legislature, and it was also sent to DOJ. This individual sent the email, wanted to remain anonymous, but had enough concern that he sent this to the criminal division of U.S. Department of Justice. He did not want to be included in the investigation, but the information that they recorded was what we would like the opportunity to investigate on your behalf, or a forensics team of your choosing. It doesn't matter to us, but it says that please be advised that Pima County Recorder, located at 240 North Stone Avenue, Tucson, Arizona, in Pima County, Arizona, and the Democratic Party added fraud votes in the initial count to the vote by mail totals released at 8 p.m. on November 3rd, 2020. So this coincides with what we observed in the data analytics at that spike. We weren't aware of this until this email until after the fact. So there were approximately 35,000 fraud votes added to each Democratic candidate's vote totals. Candidates impacted include county, state, and federal election candidates. Through the utilization of the automated ballot count machines in Pima County elections, which were not Dominion, but they have the same pretty much functionality. My understanding is that 35,000 was embedded into each Democrat vote totals. Below are the meeting notes. In a meeting I was invited to by the Democrat Party in Pima County, Arizona on September 10th, 2020, no phones or recording devices were allowed. A presentation was given, including detailed plans to embed 35,000 in a spread configured distribution to each Democrat candidate's vote totals.
Yeah, so when he made his presentation, the audience there was visibly angry. I mean, people were angry at how easily the voting machine software could be manipulated, right? And so, of course, he's calling for a full forensic audit of the machines and their tabulators and servers and the like. And Rudy Giuliani's opening statement was a massive winner as well, which we'll get into in a moment. But first, we got something for you podcast fans out there. As many of you know, we recently launched our brand new Turley Talks podcast, which tens of thousands of you have been downloading. Can't thank you enough for that. And we're also excited to share with you that we are currently now number 6 in U.S. news. We're the 6th most downloaded podcast for trending news in the entire United States, just behind Steve Bannon's War Room, in fact. And we have you to thank for that. But you can help us actually become the number 1 conservative news and commentary podcast by simply clicking on the link below in the pinned comment section and signing up to download our new podcast twice a day, every day. You can take Turley Talks anywhere you go. So make sure to click on the link below, sign up for our Turley Talks podcast, and let's make it to number 1 together. All right, so listen to how Giuliani put it in his opening statement. Again, I think he said it so well. He looked at the Arizona Republican legislators and he said bluntly, I'm going to ask you to fight. Your political career is worth losing if you can save the right to vote in America. To which the whole room erupted in cheers and applause. Again, this is why Trump is president. We elected Trump because he promised to fight for us. He promised to do what no single feckless Republican politician or official ever did, which is to fight for the nationalist, populist, and traditionalist sentiments of the vast majority of our nation, the deplorables. Giuliani went on to accuse the Democrats of using mail-in ballots to make sure that they were going to win when they fell too far behind. This is one of the arguments that Sidney Powell's team has been making, that Trump got so many votes that it overwhelmed the algorithm that was supposed to give Joe Biden the advantage. And so good old-fashioned ballot stuffing was their backup plan, which they had to resort to in the wee hours of the night. So lots of bombshell revelations going on in Phoenix as of today. And so the key question in all of this is whether this is going to be the kind of game changer that the Gettysburg hearings were for Pennsylvania Republicans. Again, this is part of the two-front war, the two flanks, the two theaters, the legal and the legislative. So we're trying to get the Supreme Court ultimately to declare the election results null and void, while at the same time pressuring Republican legislatures to step up, hold hearings, and refuse to certify the election results in light of the public revelations of mass fraud. And now that this feckless Republican Governor Ducey has gone ahead and certified the vote, now the purpose of this hearing is to put pressure on Ducey and the Speaker of the House and other establishment Republicans to call a special session of the Arizona legislature to get to the bottom of all of these shocking accusations. Thus far, he's refused. And again, this is where heroes like Representative Fincham in Arizona and Senator Mastriano in Pennsylvania, this is why they're stepping up and forcing these Republicans to come on out into the light and officially put themselves on record. Are you with the deplorables or are you with the Democrats? Which one is it? Because if you're with the Democrats, it's time we primaried every single one of these feckless Republicans. And it's time the deplorables in Arizona file for a recall of their feckless establishment Republican governor. So we'll obviously be keeping our eyes on how things turn out as the results of these hearings in Phoenix. And, we'll certainly be watching each and every Republican in Arizona and how they eventually vote. And we'll be watching very, very closely. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And you'll definitely want to check out my latest video. Just put it up as I got into my soapbox there. We got a huge win for Trump as a judge orders the Dominion voting machines in Georgia be impounded. You're not going to want to miss this. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.